Sure. Even if you don't get hacked as well. So.
Turn that on, turn this on. We're good.
Should we make sure he can hear us before? Go ahead.
You can still hear us, correct, Mr. Midgley?
Of course, no, we can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, good evening. I will call to order the Hampton Township Council meeting for Wednesday, January 14th, 2026, and we will start with the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Blackburn?
Present.
Ms. Fritsch?
Present.
Mr. Midgley?
Present.
Mr. Shuley?
Present.
Dr. Johnson?
Present.
Mr. Speakman?
Present.
All right, first item is the administration, item A, but before we do start, I just want to, as you all saw, Alfie is remote, so please make sure you speak into your microphones tonight. Item A, please.
Yes, we're requesting authorization to advertise the 2026 strategic planning meeting for Friday, March 27th. Still working on the location. I will have it by the end of this week. If there's anything any council members want to have on the agenda, if you could get it to myself or Susan by the end of the month, if there's a matter you want to discuss. I know, Ms. Blackburn, for example, you have brought up connectivity, and that is an issue, so that will be discussed. But there's other things that people want to discuss. If you could get them to us by the end of the month, we would appreciate it. I was hoping to keep the agenda lighter this year and maybe even do a half day, but that has not worked out at all. So, yeah, we'll have you all day. Sorry.
Anyone have any questions?
Yeah.
We are going to have an actual lunch instead of a working lunch, though. I have requested that. It's just too much to work all morning, work through lunch, and then work all afternoon. I think we need a break.
Yes.
All right. Anyone have any questions? All right. Item B then, please.
Unfortunately, I've had something come up this year, sort of unforeseen, for the EMS board meetings. I will not be able to attend. It's like I said, it was unexpected. It's a matter that will be resolved by the end of this year. So I'd be able to sort of a short. I'm resigning from the board. It's going to be a short resignation because in 2027, Hampton gets back to 4 members, and trust me, I've made sure this is resolved, so I'll be able to sit back on the board should you all reappoint me in 2027. In recognizing that I'm stepping down, I did speak with Mr. Speakman as a previous board member for many terms. He is willing to fill my role. I'll be at the meeting this month, but I'm unable to make the meetings the rest of the year.
Anyone have any questions? All right. Jerry, thank you for being willing to take that on again. Item C, please.
Yeah, and finally, we have an opening for alternate on the zoning hearing board. There is a candidate who has submitted their application, expressed interest. Council will be interviewing him at 7 p.m. on January 28th. This is simply a placeholder on the agenda, should you choose to appoint that individual.
Any questions? All right, anything else from administration?
No, I have some things later, but
So, just to clarify, we just have one.
yeah.
So if we would perchance get another one in the next 2 weeks?
We
could
will
include
let you know.
Okay.
Certainly, yes. This has been one, though, I mean, the alternate position was open all through the 2025 year. This is always a board that's difficult to find people, so I don't anticipate, but we will let you know.
But it is a wonderful board to sit on, so I don't know why it's difficult.
And we have one opening and an alternate opening?
No, we just have one
Just the
opening.
one
There's an
opening.
opening on the planning commission, though, for a full member,
Okay.
and EAC as well, yes.
All right, public safety, please.
Okay, as council's aware, at the beginning of every year, we have to reappoint our fire police. So I have that on the agenda so that we can get that approval and get them sworn back in for 2026.
All right, anyone have any questions? All right, anything else for public safety, chief?
That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Community services.
Hello. I would like to request the purchase of new fitness equipment from the capital improvement budget for this year. I did send a memo just describing some of the information, including cost. So would you like me to read it, or did all of you already read it? I won't make you.
I've been through it. Anyone have any questions? I mean,
I reviewed it as well.
Okay.
I did have a question. It
Sure.
seemed like, so you're recommending that we go with G&G Fitness?
Yes.
Even though the Defiant quote was less? And I just
Yes.
wanted to get clarification on that.
So Defiant does not have any local service representatives, and I do not believe that they have a maintenance program, so we would need to go somewhere else for a maintenance program of the actual equipment.
So the additional amount for G&G Fitness includes that maintenance program?
No, it doesn't.
it
It's just the equipment. Defiant, we don't know of anywhere that has that equipment or have seen it, and that is why we're recommending G&G, because there is a local vendor. They do provide a maintenance program, but it is not included in this cost. But yes, their equipment at G&G is higher of a cost than Defiant.
Okay, but it sounds like we'll have a greater likelihood of getting the equipment and greater likelihood of getting it maintained
Yes.
appropriately.
That,
Okay.
yeah, and that is why we recommend that one. We think that maintenance is important. The timeline of if something does go down, to have somebody local would be a big benefit for us.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
So Melanie, you just said the maintenance program was not, I thought it was included. Are you doing that separately?
Yes,
Oh,
so
yeah, okay.
this would just be
Yeah,
the
yeah.
cost of the equipment,
I
but we
understand.
do
I'm
have to
jumping
get,
ahead.
we will get a maintenance plan with them.
Yep.
How much is the cost of the equipment?
It's 236,000 through G&G and 170,000
Uh,
through Defiant, if I read it
It's
correctly.
203,568 through Defiant and 236,537 through G&G, because that includes the flooring as well.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah,
missed
that
that on
flooring
the one.
cost, yeah. And I know this was something that Melanie, myself, and JR talked about. Sorry, I had to show up in your office and talk for like a half an hour about this today, because I knew that question would come up.
So it's 203 versus 270.
Yeah, the difference is about $33,000. You know,
It's
Miss- yeah, mi-
203 versus 236.
yeah.
27.
It,
203.
G&G
237.
Fitness is 236, 537, 18.
Yeah, and Defiant's 203,568.
So when
Well,
they.
what's 270?
Nothing.
Oh, well, that's good.
There was,
The 250,000 was budgeted for this, if that number's popping in your head.
I saw 170,000
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
for Defiant, but
Fine.
apparently
Yeah,
I
I thought-
missed
If
something.
you scroll up,
So the flooring and the equipment are two separate quotes for both companies. So
Gotcha.
to combine them is where the difference is.
Oh,
So-
no wonder I missed it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
But
Go ahead.
any maintenance would be over and above this cost, correct?
Yes, and it would be in the operating budget. It would not be something we'd include on the capital side of things. Yeah.
The equipment that we have now, like, about how much are we spending in maintenance of it? Like, I guess what I'm getting at, there's a $30,000, over a $30,000 difference. We seem to be very focused on, the fact that we'll be able to service it locally. So really, what is what's that value?
So currently with our fitness equipment, the company that was supposed to maintain it has no longer come to maintain it. So internally, JR has been taking a lot of that on to make sure that the equipment is of good use. The community center staff has been checking it. So we don't have that right now. We did. We don't, the last time that they came was February so it'll be almost a year.
Why don't they come?
I.
Well, did we pay them?
Pay them?
No. No. So it would be when they would come, anything that was done, they would send us, the bill for whatever needed done, or if there was a piece of equipment that was needed, they would give us the cost of it. They have not been paid because obviously they have not come. They also have not responded to several means of communication. So I'm not sure if they went out of business. It was a very small company. I can't answer that. I apologize.
This equipment
It
that-
was basically two men from the original company that put in the equipment. The company went out. These two gentlemen kind of kept in touch and did the maintenance when it was necessary. So if equipment would break or if they needed to come in, they would come in. They would work on the treadmills, on the ellipticals. They would bill for that service. So it was it was on an hour. They'd usually come once a quarter. They haven't been there since
It was February
the curling
2025.
machine and everything. You've had a treadmill up there that has been inoperable, out of order for 3 months, 4
Yeah,
months
I've seen
anyhow.
that.
And then the maintenance was always most important for the treadmills.
Sure.
Because you got the motors and you got the running and you got the pounding on them, they take the wear and the tear. The other equipment required minimal. Usually it would be involved with the electronics that are in the control panels and things that are like that. So, getting back into an environment where we have maintenance available to maintain and keep up with things and do the tuning ongoing, I think is an important aspect.
But the the vendor that would be used to service G&G equipment, I assume specialize in exercise equipment.
I think it is.
Like,
It is G&G. It's their technicians.
So G&G will probably not be willing to service Defiant equipment.
Yeah, and that was an issue. JR, I know, actually reached out to Defiant and said, JR, if you want to chime in on that, because I know that was, they directed you to someone that turned out to be some sort of health and wellness spa.
It was like West Penn Fitness, and I Googled them, and they weren't there. Like, they had a web, they didn't even have a web page. It was a number, but it was wasn't anything like professional. So, I do got to mention too that over a year ago, Melanie and I went to Upper St. Clair Community Center, and they had Life Fitness, Hammer Strength. We asked them where they bought it from and purchased and service, and they recommended it, and it was G&G. So that was one side to that. Yes, G&G has their own service techs that specialize in hammer strength and Life Fitness equipment. They have another line too. It's called Aspire or something like that. So I don't think none of that equipment's in these quotes. So that's that little background on that.
But so what we're hearing is that the three of you, and I'm including
Yes.
Jerry in this, four of you, think that it's worth the extra $33,000 in order to have a local company that is willing to come in and do maintenance on their equipment.
Yes. And I'll say this too. I mean, I work out on Life Fitness and hammer strength equipment. I asked Defiant if there was anything local that we could go look at, and there's really not. I think he said Monroeville was the closest, so I don't know where their equipment's getting put in at. It's just, if you look at a lot of the fitness places around, they're most of the equipment's Life Fitness and hammer strength, which is from G&G. So
Have you tried to negotiate with G&G by telling them you've got, I'm assuming it's an identical specs, but it's, more than 10% of their costs?
This is the two things too. One, Defiance through Omnia.
Sourcewell.
Or Sourcewell.
Yeah.
Thank you. And G&G was through CoStars.
Okay.
Yeah, those are
So they
contract prices.
can't really,
They can't negotiate?
no, because
Okay.
they're under Cooperative Purchasing Network, so.
Yeah, okay.
um,
It's just strange that the quotes are so different.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it was a little strange too, because at first when Defiant brought their quote in, it didn't have their contract number on. And over the phone, it was a verbal hey, we could be very competitive with our pricing, da-da-da. Well, you can't be competitive because you signed up for the network, so you have to abide by that with those contract terms. So I didn't understand where that was coming from.
Okay.
And again, that was verbal, but yeah, I was kind of lost on that one.
So it also seems like they're they're not as professional of a vendor, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, the guy seemed very professional. It just, I don't know, like, it just caught me off guard. You know, on that sense, because I don't know how you could be, I can't go to them and say, hey, you know, we could work this out, da-da-da, because then we'd have to go public bid at that point.
Yeah.
So,
It was a struggle. JR and I and Melanie too. We were trying to find like someone to compare G&G to, but since with like you said, with Hammer Strength and with Lightfit, like they kind of have. They're really the only CoStars vendor locally, which is the Pennsylvania Cooperative Purchasing Network. So we went with Sourcewell, which is a national network, and Defiant had a local rep, had someone in Pittsburgh, at least a sales rep, but they don't have anything else local, and that was kind of a killer. Like we were trying to get comparative pricing. This was sort of the best we could do.
and keep it local, that, you know, a company that is local to us that could give us our service needs. You know, like Jerry and Melanie stated earlier, I mean, not only myself, but like Bill, he's oiled the cables and stuff, you know, the minor things. I found a couple parts like online through a fitness company. You know, that's what got us through this last year. So, I mean, Jerry uses it every day, so he understands the maintenance side of it.
Do we know for certain G&G will not service Defiant?
I don't know that offhand.
Do we have any salvage value for the existing equipment?
Yes, they are trading that in.
And then just a personal experience, my wife insisted and bought an elliptical from G&G like 15 years ago. That sucker still works. They've come out, it was I think $3,000 like 15 years ago. It's a really good piece of equipment.
Wow.
And they still service it.
Yes, they do.
Nice.
And on a personal level, I don't have any ties to them or anything. They've been very good to work with, because I've called them a couple times to come out, whatnot. It's just my personal experience with them. I think they're in Wexford, like on 19.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is the removal of the equipment, the value that would be reaped out of that, is that incorporated into the quoted price,
Yes.
or is it? I guess I missed it.
Delivered in December. There was a trade-in
was.
value on one of them.
I'm almost positive it was 5,000.
So the 236, if you will.
Trade-in discount is 5,500.
Wow.
It's
We
very
gave it
Okay.
we got $5,000 for the equipment we currently have.
It's 20 years old.
Very old
Wow.
equipment.
Yeah.
I mean, it still works. I mean, most of it still works.
Unless you want a treadmill.
But that includes
Oh, yeah.
removing.
I mean, Jerry had to tell me how to adjust one of the seats one day because I couldn't figure it out, but.
That
I mean,
removes
it
like
does
it
work.
and removing it from the property as well.
Yeah.
Right? They're not charging us extra for that, so that's.
It's a big move job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so.
Imagine.
See, the trade-in is it's the very last line item on the proposal Q008659.
I just have a quick question on the layout. So one of the layouts I saw that you have equipment over by the bathrooms, and I was under the impression that equipment couldn't be put there because of the exit right there. And I think there were signs there that said, "Please don't put equipment here because of the exit." Is that changed, or is that space available for us to add the additional free weight equipment? Because I don't want to be buying all this equipment then not being able to place it there because of a code or some regulation.
Yeah, we're looking at egress. It might be hard to tell too, but so when we did the measurements on this, we're coming out into the track area, so everybody knows that there's two track lanes that that go around the track, but when you go into the fitness area, there's like another kind of, it's not really a lane because it ends. So we're coming out into that. So our egress through those doors, down those steps for, again, they're fire doors, as you just stated. We should have enough room to go through there. We did the measurements and things were working out that it would be the path. I could also bring Al involved into it, just to get clarity on it. But that was our idea, is shifting down into the track area.
There's 3 lanes, right?
There's really 2 lane, or
There's 3 lanes.
3 lanes?
There's 3 lanes around the track.
Okay, then you have that bigger lane. It's almost like right in front of the fitness area is another, like,
There's a bench there.
yeah, there's like a bench and it,
Yeah, it's where the floor is that's not laned. It's just extra flooring. That's track floor, I think.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's why we were gonna push things out to gain some space.
So you're taking that bench out.
We're gonna move the bench to the other side.
Other side.
The others, downward.
Yeah, just make sure we can fit all the equipment in if we're buying this stuff.
Yes.
Because I'm guessing they're not going to take it back once we've signed the contract.
And abiding by our egress out that fire door, yes.
Well,
Yep.
So for example, there are 3 benches displayed in this configuration in the attachment. And I-
This one, correct?
Yep. Yeah. And I think you're ordering 4, aren't you?
Well, yes, you have one for the Smith machine, the other one next to it. Then you have your dumbbell benches, which one would go flat, incline, one steady flat. And then that little small one would be, that is your shoulder, your upright.
Yeah.
This
Well,
spa-
well,
this-
trust me, I've been nagging them, so I won't. I will assure you that I will
We'll call you
put
when
my
the-
stamp of approval on the configuration once they convince me that we've got enough room for all of this equipment.
This diagram looks so much bigger than the
space
space in my
seems,
mind right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm able to zoom in, so I have the feet dimensions that are written.
I mean, this-
So that's why I'm zooming in on it and being able to look a little closer on how we laid it out. He laid this out, or they laid it out, and that's why,
Yeah. See, I see those machines that are against that wall are protruding into the walk space, to the restrooms, and to the doors.
See, the thing is too, though, if you have a piece of movable, the benches are movable, so they could be slid in. So from my experience when with egress, and I'll just state it was with LaRoche, the design students would set up displays. Now the displays were movable, so the fire marshal or code enforcer let it slide because the design pieces were movable. Now, if it was fixed furniture, then it couldn't be, so it couldn't impede. So like the benches, since they're movable, should suffice, but like the actual machine wouldn't, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but the displays were probably temporary at some point where they were going to be removed and taken away. Is that correct?
That's correct, that's why they let it
The
go.
benches will be there permanently, so.
But the benches are
But you can,
movable.
so as you're
I-
running out the door, you can push the bench in before you, to make room for the crowd of people. I mean, the crowd of people that are
Crowd of
up there at
people
one
that are up there.
time exiting the,
Yes.
I will clarify it though, just so we're abiding by the code, absolutely.
All right, anyone else have any questions about this item?
I'm excited for new equipment.
Right. Item B, please.
I lost my little attachment now. Unless Jerry has questions, hopefully I won't need it.
This project saves money, he won't.
Yes.
Yes.
You know I don't believe.
This is a request for capital funds to be released for the community center lighting upgrade in the amount of $90,000. This is $10,000 less than the capital funds budget that's budgeted currently. This involves the removal and replacement. Mainly, it's for the court and the hallway adjacent to the court. Those high bay lightings that currently house 9 bulbs each, 3 ballasts in each fixture. So controls will also be added into this. They will be programmed for occupancy, and it'll also be programmed to section the courts off in 4s. So when all the curtains are down, you'll have the quadrant. So that'll be programmed that way as well. There will also be not full download occupancy. It'll go into a dimming mode. If the police station chief is well aware of that, that's how their lights are programmed. So when there's not somebody in a space, they dim down to like a 10%. And after so long, then they'll just totally shut off. The court will do that. The hallway, because it's egress, will go down to the 10%. The total cost on this is $72,480. That leaves $17,520 for contingency and additional lighting upgrades. So other conversions that we're looking at doing with the lighting upgrades. First, I'll just touch on the contingency. So possible contingencies could be like the hangers that are coming down. So each light's going 1-for-1 match, but the hangers, we're not 100% sure that they'll suffice the new fixture. So there might have to be some adjustments with that. Possible electrical runs for the new switches. It looks like we'd probably relocate those switches at the moment. We could eliminate those as well, but I have that involved into the cost for the lighting supplies for that. All this is wireless, so it's programmed wirelessly with the new controls. Those new controls are kept on the standard, the same ones that were lighting controls that were put in the police station, and the same ones that were put into the great rooms. Now the great rooms, of course, are higher level because they're programmed with scenes and all that. So some additions that we're looking at, with the fitness area being renovated, doing that lighting up there. The fixtures would stay the same, but we would just do a 4-foot LED line voltage tube bulb. So what that does, it eliminates the ballast. That's the whole goal about the fluorescent lighting, is eliminating those ballasts. The track sconces that go around the track, upgrading those to LED. The high cans, there's some high cans in the community center that are unreachable by ladder, so those would be converted, and possibly looking at converting the restroom lights. Again, they would just be a 1-for-1 LED tube light replaced on that. So that's where that 17 extra would come from. As I'm doing some numbers now, even with some additions, I don't see us really, I think there's going to still be extra with that, as long as the hangers that we could use suffice, and even that couldn't be much. It's just wire. So, any questions?
You'll find a way to spend it.
Jared, I have a question about like how contingencies are calculated, because I don't know. I mean, I know that they're baked into every project, but I don't know if it's based on other things you might happen. So you have kind of a discrete line item, like this could happen, so it costs this much, or is it a percentage? Like, what's your methodology?
Typically, when I do a project, it's percentage, but I
Okay.
do not let the contractor, the GC, well, it depends what size project. I do not let the contractor hold that contingency.
Okay.
At any means that I would approve the extra work, of course. I know when we did the HVAC project in the police station, that contingency was rolled into Trinity at the time. There was additional work with that they had to do, and additional programming, so that was rolled into that project. But that's kind of rare. Bigger projects, when they get multi-millions, yeah. I'll do anything I can to keep that out of the GC's hands, by all means. I know Mr. Midgley asked me about that last year, strategic planning with contingencies and all that. Right now, I've never at Hampton had that rolled into the contractor on that side. So when talking to Ryan with the sliding project, the community center really is besides exterior, interior building wise, it is the only building that is like mostly fluorescent. Everything else has been changed over to LED for the most part.
So are we seeing the savings from the other buildings?
Pardon?
Are we seeing the savings from the other lights being
No.
switched?
We're seeing some of the savings.
You can never tell.
You
The,
can't.
the environment
Can't.
changes, utility
Yeah,
prices
utility
go up, they
rates
change,
change.
your
Way up.
usage goes up and that changes, so it's, you can work out those, but
And
hard
I-
to say
Just
that
curious.
you ever realize it.
So just like the facilities manager at my organization makes similar cases, and so I'm just kind of curious.
We could
right?
put
Yeah, you
fluorescents
do. I mean,
back everywhere.
The ROI document that Height did, they have a whole program for it, and I know it's very, very, there's a lot of
Optimistic.
details.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Jerry said, electric prices, I mean, they just went up in January through Duquesne Light, what was it, 10%, I believe?
Oh,
Yeah.
11, I think, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure everybody saw that in their home bills. But yeah, I mean, so it's tough, but there used to be a lot of rebates going to LEDs, and they're not even out there anymore because it's that,
Yeah.
it's that way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think the argument for this project is twofold. Those ballasts, I mean, some of those ballasts now are irreplaceable. Like, you can't, I mean, they're,
Yeah, the main thing with this project is the court and those hallway lights, and yes, those ballasts are, actually, they're obsolete. We would have to reconfigure the fixture to hold a fourth ballast to operate those 9 lights, and
Yeah.
it just doesn't seem feasible and cost effective at that point.
yeah, and I'm not gonna make the argument that this is gonna save it. Electricity rates are going up, that's reality, we all know it. The biggest thing we can do is blunt that impact on our operating budget, and a project like this blunts that impact as much as we can.
We brush our teeth by candlelight at my house. But joking aside, it sounds like you're potentially looking to get a lot of juice out of that contingency. I would be impressed.
I am.
That was a
I'm very
lot of
hopeful.
stuff.
Very hopeful. And now that I'm looking at something, I'll just give you an example. For the fitness center, those light fixtures up there, to convert those, it'd be roughly like $2,000. Bulbs only. The track's like 1,500. Rough numbers these are, but that could help out. Right now I've been doing it like when something goes out, even Public Works will come up, and we bought a couple fixtures just because the ballasts were blown. We just did like one can light because the ballast was gone and we didn't have any more, so we stuck an LED can light, converted it right over. I think there's one track light that we did up there too. And it was so much easier because the whole goal was using the supplies that we currently have and then not ordering any more ballast, knowing that we got to start converting this at some point.
I like the way you just said it, Ryan. Can you say it again? I mean, in my mind, it's, if the electric bill's $100,000 and making up numbers with LEDs, it probably would have been 125, right, with fluorescent. But we don't know that because we converted and the price went up. How did you say it?
Blunt the
Blunt
impact.
the-
Thank you.
Blunt the impact
I'm
of the
using that.
increase of, yes.
I like it.
It's
what I'm good for.
Impact.
All right, anyone else have any questions about this item?
Just a true gauge would be changing the lights at the ball fields. See if we get a price savings on electricity there.
Oh, God,
And so many other things too.
yes.
Yes.
Please.
All right, item C then, please.
Thank you. First item I have is the annual general construction bid program. The general construction equipment program is used for those storm and sanitary sewer projects where additional equipment would be needed that we may not have. This program does free up our crews during the construction season for other larger projects, general storm, sewer pipe and catch basin repair and replacement, community park maintenance, community event preparations, as well as other public works related duties. Our crews, they are almost done with all of their sanitary sewer replacements for this year's road paving program, so that helps bringing in the contractors, so that it frees them up to do that. In 2025, our public works crew with the contractors, we were able to complete about 14, 15 storm sewer projects, a couple smaller ones, but a lot of the bigger ones that we would not have been able to do without the contractor, so it does help out a lot. The construction tradesman portion of this program is used for general repair projects as well as smaller to moderate remodels. Some examples are wall openings, door, floor, roof repairs, as well as some minor electrical work. I'm requesting authorization to advertise for bids at the January regular meeting with a possible award of contracts at your March 25th meeting. The contract period would be from May 1st, 26th through April 30th, 2027. Every year, same bid specs I provided.
Anyone have any questions? All right, item D, please.
The next item is for the Massey Ferguson boom mower. This year's capital budget does call for the purchase of a new boom mower. The mower is used heavily during the spring, summer, and some of the fall months for trimming vegetation along township roadways. The mower that we currently have has been down for weeks at a time over the last several summers, and some of the repairs have been costly. The request is for the purchase of a 2026 Massey Ferguson boom mower through the capital improvement budget at a not to exceed cost of $205,000 as per my January 9th memo. The total cost I think was around 202 or something, but I wanted to add a few thousand in there because they need some additional like warning lights around the piece of equipment, and they may need just a few extra items. So once we order it, it could take up to 8 to 10 months, possibly a year, to get that piece of equipment in. So it will be a while before we pay for it and get it here.
Anyone have
How
any
old's the
questions?
existing piece of equipment?
It's a 2012.
Okay, so it doesn't owe us anything.
No. So we'll probably be able to sell it afterwards.
Muni bid?
What?
Muni bid? Like
Municipal?
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
What do you think we'd get for it?
That one I can't even
10, 20?
tell you. I'm going to say probably around 10. Yes.
What? Curious, do we know what the maintenance cost is of the existing one annually? Is
A
that
couple
like-
years ago, it was like a good 12, 15,000. Like there was a significant repair. And the problem too is when you're down for weeks, the grass is growing. I get complaints and it just delays the maintenance. We do a lot of roads through the area with the vegetation, not obviously in front of yards, but there's a lot of open space where we have to trim along the berms, intersections with state roads. We're required to do those intersections for site obstructions.
I imagine it's not like a doll's dress, right? I mean, that thing's getting hard labor. It's probably
Yes, it
hitting
is.
deer, hitting what else is.
Oh, yes. There's a lot of times when that
Yeah.
grass is high, you can't see what's there.
Thank
Is
you
there-
for that mental image.
I like imagery. Is there a warranty with the new one? Like a year, 5 years, anything like that?
I'll have to check on that one for you. I can get that answer, but, yeah, thanks for the image.
That is the suicidal deer over at the sewer plant.
Yeah.
All right, anyone else have any questions about that item? All right, next item then, please.
Okay. The Hampton Northwest Trail Project is another capital item for 2026, includes the phase 1 of this trail, which would be a natural surface trail that could connect up to 8 residential developments with an approximate 1 to 1.5 mile trail. The first phase would consist of engineering, land surveys, trail identification, possible easement agreements, and notification to residents and the surrounding area, and possibly begins construction. Myself, our 2 public works foremen, and Joe Seitz from Gateway, we were able to walk that area yesterday, and surprisingly pleased that probably 1/3 of the area is already marked by deer trails. And the area that we walked, it was 9/10 of a mile, and a lot of it was kind of like on the Weep property, but if we expanded out to our property for the majority of it, it would be probably a good like 1.2 to 1.3 miles once we get around it. But it was nice to go this time of year when there's not a lot of vegetation on the trees, and the path that's already there is a good 4 feet wide. Still have to add some material down on it, but there's a couple options. Joe Seitz is going to put together a scope for us, hopefully before the next meeting, to give you a little bit more information. So, okay. So I'm requesting approval for your regular meeting for authorization to proceed with phase 1 of the Northwest Trail Project in the amount not to exceed $50,000 in accordance with my January 9th memo.
Anyone have any questions?
I mean, there's a lot of hills and wetlands there. I mean, do we think we can get it done? You walked it.
There
pretty
was
steep.
one area at the beginning, we
Yeah.
pulled up on Law Road. Law Road ends and it's our property. And the old Weed property, the owners there, they have an easement to get up to their property. It's kind of like in the middle of it. To the right, there was a little bit of a stream where you could have like a Boy Scout or Girl Scout do a little bridge project. The wetlands is closer to Wickline Road, where we would steer clear of that, but still add like a little spur to people like in Stonebridge where they can gain access to it. But the rest of the property, it was very good exercise with some of the hills there. So
When you,
I
when
need
you
to
say
walk Top Nick a
natural
little bit more.
material, like
Pardon?
we're not talking about like paving with asphalt.
No paving, no
Talking about like
asphalt.
pea gravel or something like that.
Pea gravel, or even Joe said, like, if we have to cut down trees, use some of the chips there.
So
as
it's
a
not
base.
necessarily like a clear cutting.
No.
We're basically putting a material on essentially an existing path.
Yes, like 1/3 of
Okay.
it where the deer trail is.
Okay.
I mean, no, you really don't have to clear cut anything.
So
They call it a brush hog, something similar
Yeah.
to a brush hog, and just taking it through. We don't want to clear cut.
So the 50's not really, it's not really the work or the trail, it's can we do this, what's the design, da-da-da-da-da, it's like you
Yes,
said.
yeah.
Oh, I got it.
But I think hopefully the owners of that property, because they have an easement with us to gain access to their property, hopefully we'll have good
Would
communication with them.
reciprocate.
Mhm.
I got it. We don't know that yet.
No,
We don't know that.
that's part of the
Yeah,
discussion
okay.
as well, reaching out to them.
All right, anyone else have any questions? All right, item E, please.
Okay. Community Park Trail Paving Program. This project consists of paving the community park trails surrounding on the outer parts of the park that are already in limestone that gets very muddy during this time of year and everything, including around the park pond. We wanted to bid this item separately from the road paving because the trails require different specifications. They're not as extensive as the road paving program. I'm requesting at your regular meeting authorization to advertise for bids in accordance with my January 8th memo.
Anyone have any questions? All right, I did ask you about a month or so ago, if we pave the trail, are we under obligations to clear it during the winter to make sure nobody slips and falls?
No more obligation than we are, given its current makeup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, yes, right now the rains keep washing out sections and there
Yeah.
are bad rivets in it.
And just like the Hampton Northwest Trail, there would be signs up there that one would not be maintained at all.
Okay.
as you notice on Topnick, when they can get to it, they do plow that and salt it. So that would be signs up. It's not maintained like roads or something like that,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
they'll be able to
Right.
maintain it a lot easier.
Anyone else have any questions? All right, anything else for community services?
Not unless you have any questions.
Environmental services.
Thank you, Madam President. This evening, requesting purchase for the office building at the treatment plant, break room, cabinets, and countertop material per my memo to the manager on December 9th. This was originally under the Mealy & Mealy contract. This basically was sat on for some time, and more recently they asked us to handle it, for us to take care of it locally. And they did provide us a $15,000 credit to put toward this. The grand total cost is $17,762.
Well, I mean, the first question is, why didn't they give us the credit for the full amount?
That was their credit that they estimated that it would be.
Yeah, that's what we all
Yeah.
already paid through the contract, so
Yeah,
it's
it
not
was-
really a credit, it's what we've already spent.
They just won't be billing that 15,000, so that 15,000 will come from those funds.
Yeah.
Why aren't they doing it? Because they can't do it for 15,000.
I think because they didn't want to be involved with that aspect of it. We went round and round on requests, and they just weren't getting to it. So we suggested multiple times to consider Kitchen Fair, who's a local contractor, and they do incredibly good work. They were simply wanting to go to Home Depot and buy off-the-shelf items that were not in the bid. So it was a back and forth for some time of what we were looking at trying to accomplish. So I believe we're getting a very good product at the end of the day, and it's a great local
Yeah,
contractor.
yeah, if you consider when they bid this back in 2021, it would have been.
4 years ago.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, that 15,000 was what was baked in there, and today we're talking about buying it for 17,000, that's not too bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that explains the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we push Melee to do it now, they're just going to go whatever cheapest thing they can get and
Yeah.
check the box.
Yeah. I mean, it's $2,000. I mean, you see how much the project cost us? $2,000 at the end of the day after 4 years. Okay.
All right, anyone else have any questions? All right, Jim, anything else?
The project is coming along well. Paving is finally complete, and look forward to eventually showing everybody the final product.
I drove by the other day, saw that, looked great,
Yeah.
Thank you.
looked very nice.
All right, are you handling zoning and
Yeah,
planning?
yeah. Colleen has gone to, this is your third night of meetings too, so I figured, yeah, you've been a champ. Yes, I am handling this. The Allegheny County Salt Shed Project has been completed. They completed all the required improvements. Gateway Engineers inspected the property and issued a letter on December 5th verifying that all work had been completed and recommending the release of their remaining funds in the performance bond, which amounts to $212,100. And we are recommending the same.
Okay, I did have a question about this because it seemed like there was confusion about how much the bond had been for? Or did I miss?
No, I read that too. I think there was, I think Joe, and I'll talk to him tomorrow about this because it was funny, I was reading this today. I think he misquoted the amount in his letter, and
Okay.
Amanda corrected it in her memo, but I will verify that for the next council meeting.
Okay,
Yeah.
anyone else have
It's-
any questions?
Yeah, it's just really just releasing the full amount of the performance bond at this point, as the project's complete.
All right.
The next one is the request to advertise for a public hearing for the update of the zoning ordinance and subdivision and land development ordinance. Actually, there was a public hearing before the Planning Commission on Monday night. They unanimously recommended approval, adoption of the zoning ordinance in Saldo at that time. What we're recommending, and this is again spelled out in the MPC process, is for a public hearing for our council meeting on March 25th. a public hearing on the zoning ordinance in Saldo. John Trant from Strategic Solutions will be here to give a presentation on it, and then a consideration of adoption that night, depending on how the public hearing goes.
How did the public hearing go on Monday? Were there many people in attendance?
There was one individual in attendance, new resident. He was vacillating between subdividing his 9-acre property or turning it into a hobby farm. And
So he was there for his own purposes.
he was absolutely there. Yeah, and he was a very reasonable gentleman. He and I are going to sit down and kind of go through it. I think he has to figure out what he wants to do with this property. But yes, there was one person.
All right. Anyone have any questions? All right. Next item, please.
The final one is the reapproval. Is this the second reapproval?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the second reapproval of the Matheny Duncan Avenue simple subdivision. This was the last approval of council was in April of last year on this. They've had issues getting this recorded at the county level due to technical errors on the plan. They've corrected it again and are seeking reapproval of their subdivision so they can record it at the county.
Any questions?
That's the property at like the end of Duncan, at the end of the township in Duncan, on Duncan. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Yep. Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. Anything else for zoning and planning?
I have nothing else.
Other business?
Obviously, the upcoming community events, Sip and Serve, that's going to be at the McDonald's off of Route 8 on January 20th from 4:30 to 6:30. By all means, come. We're going to have hot chocolate, not coffee, so you won't be up late. And Appreciation Lands Museum has their adult tea event. The only other matter I just wanted to make council aware of. This was a discussion at the North Hills COG managers meeting on Friday, and Susan and I have had multiple discussions about it since then. We're in our final year of our contract with Waste Management for garbage collection. There is an option year for 2027. This was bid out through the Council of Governments. So notice of acceptance of that option year must be given to Waste Management by July 1st. However, the kicker is this. All of the municipalities that are participants on that contract have to agree to the option year. If any one municipality opts out, the option year is gone. We have gotten an indication that at least one municipality will opt out. So in light of that, and I know we've discussed this before at strategic planning and elsewhere, I think what you're going
Who
to...
is not the team player here?
Is it Hampton?
No.
It is not Hampton.
You're being very diplomatic, but I'm
Yes.
just going to be
If-
blunt.
It
Who
would,
is not
it
the
would,
team player?
it will be public at the end of this month, I would say
And
that.
Let's just
Why?
remember how wildly unpopular
Yeah.
this was when this agreement was made. We didn't have any other options. Waste Management was the only one that bid on the COG contract.
So this other municipality, what would be Plan B for them?
Bid it out separately, and I think that's what you're honestly going to see from all of this. You're going to see you're not going to see another COG bid, because the smaller communities, Millvale, Etna, Sharpsburg, it doesn't work for them. They're entirely separate from collection from how Hampton, O'Hara, Indiana, Ross, and others do their collection.
Our residents have to get another garbage bin.
Like
I
for
feel
real.
bad for Susan, who's got to field all those calls.
Yeah, I just...
I mean, who else can do it? Just Vogel, right? I mean,
Vogel
they're
can do
they're-
automated. What you're going to see is this. You're going to see, for those who want automated, the two bidders are going to be Waste Management and Vogel. For those who do manual, which would be the smaller communities, you would see County Hauling, Shank, maybe Valley Disposal as well. So that's kind of the divide you have now in the bidders. County Hauling really doesn't do automated I'm not aware of them having any automated collection contracts. And Waste Management and Vogel have no interest in, I'm not aware of them doing any manual collections, especially Waste Management. They don't do manual collection at all anymore. So just to give you some idea, I know this year the cost for garbage per unit went up monthly. It went up to $39.51. That was an 8.3% increase. The 2027 option year would have taken it up to $43.07, which is another 8.3% increase. given, if we have to bid this out, if the township has to bid this out, we probably have to get the bid specs out by April. And again, I would not recommend doing another COG bid. If we do that, there's only gonna be one bidder, and it's gonna be Waste Management.
Waste Management is
Vogel-
the only one big enough to handle the
Yeah.
entire cog, which is
And I
a
wouldn't,
problem.
and I'm not gonna sell you on if we bid it out and we go with another vendor, which again, probably the only other low bidder out there could be Vogel. I'm not gonna sell you on it's going to be a better, like, anything's gonna be better or worse. I'm just going to tell you, if the township goes, if the individual municipalities go alone, it will be competitive. Through the COG, it's not competitive. It's one bidder, it's Waste Management, and they can determine the price.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So City of Pittsburgh still does it in-house, right?
Yes,
How expensive is it to do it in-house?
very,
Very.
very. Work, you,
It's probably more expensive than the leaf pickup that I've been wanting for 8 years, right?
yeah, the lead time, I mean, you've got landfill fees, you've got the cost of a garbage truck, which the lead time on those now is like 1.5 to 2 years. And I will tell you, garbage man is one of consistently the most dangerous jobs in the country. Bureau of Labor Statistics usually has it in the top 5. So ensuring people who work as garbage men would
Oh,
be.
I represent
yeah.
many, but
Yeah.
Well, that's a good
that's
sign
besides
right
the
there.
point.
Are you looking for business?
No, well, I think it would be a conflict. I would actually not do that.
Yeah.
But it just, at some point, like, the cost is insane.
Yeah. There are communities that have talked about going on their own. It was funny. I remember years ago, Swissvale actually does it in-house, and they were like, "Oh, we'll bid on our neighboring contracts." And at the time, I thought it was funny because I was like, "Waste Management will just undercut you to keep you out of the market." But it's a very expensive endeavor to do it that way. And again, the landfill fees, you're going to landfills that are owned by Waste Management, County Hauling, Republic Services. Republic getting out of the local bids has really hurt it because they're on level with Waste Management in terms of size. They could give them competition. Used to be called Allied or Republic. They're the same company. Yeah, they merged. They could give competition. They don't bid any residential contracts locally anymore. So there will. One of the things you'll probably see on the next agenda is action on the option year. So, yeah,
It's $43 a month.
yeah,
So it's $10 a week.
could look at it that way. Yes, yes. But-
I've lived in places without garbage service. That's a really good deal. How about that?
Well, yeah.
I think it's-
just, you have individuals on budgets and, you had $43 a month here, and it's just gonna keep going up, and you add that to, every other bill they have to pay.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions about that? All right, any other business?
None.
Anyone else have anything they'd like to add for other business? All right, our executive session.
Very
Legal
brief. It will not.
personnel.
No, it's actually contract, legal related
Okay.
contract.
All right, we will adjourn this evening's meeting to an executive session where we will be discussing legal issues. Thank you for coming this evening.
Is he on?
Night.
Is he on? Did we kick him off?
Hey, Alfie.
You know, Shane's
I'm still here. Can't get rid of me yet.
but
Good,
she has
good.
her
Hold on,
buddies,
let me
so
turn this other thing off and then.
Just make sure it's
she's
not
doing well
recording.
in
Can you make sure it's not
classes,
recording?
her classes, so I think it's all.
Record stuff.
Just cross my fingers it stays like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Is
it's not
he
going.
still there?
I mean, she's going to.
We lose
Yeah,
him?
no, this is something else I gotta figure out.
Other places.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Kind of
Doors.
indulged a couple things, and I think that's going along with it, so.
Yeah, just very quickly, this is as it relates to the sewage treatment plant